Hello students, hope you are safe in this pandemic period. Stay home, stay safe. So, in this third semester of MBA Financial Specialization paper, that is the Securities Analysis and Portfolio Management. In the last session, we have discussed about a brief introduction about the syllabus and what are the important aspects of the securities analysis and portfolio management. So, now in this session we are going to discuss about what is mean by investment and what are the different forms of investment and different characteristics associated with the investment. So, first what is mean by investment? So, investment is the employment of funds on asset with the aim of earning income or capital appreciation. That is, if a person is going to sacrifice the present income in order to receive future benefits is known as investment. So, how does it is classified as an investment? That is, so if the sacrifice of the funds for the long term period, or say for example, if it is more than 1 year, generally it refers to the investment. If it is, that is the time period is less than 1 year period, then generally it refers to the speculation. So, if it comes to the days or within the minutes, it is referred as gambling. So, generally based on the time, it is going to be classified as an investment. That is, the person who is going to invest his amount or funds is known as an investor. Or if a person is going to invest for a short term period, is known as a speculator. That is, he is going to reap the returns for the price fluctuations, is known as a speculator. Now, what is the securities and what is the portfolio? So, this is also we are going to discuss. The securities in this capital market, it is a financial instruments. Basically, the financial instruments is going to provide returns, whether it is a short term basis or a long term basis, and portfolio is a combination of different securities or different forms of investment. Now, coming to the next one, that is how a saver will become an investor. That is we have so different forms of assets. One is financial assets and another one is physical assets. That is, a saver will become investor by acquiring the either by financial assets or by physical assets. That is, so if a saver, that is the leftover funds, is going to invest in either in bank deposits or post office deposits or LIC schemes or pension schemes or money savings investments like Kisan Vikas Patra or any other forms of investment like any other investments. So, this is, so if leftover funds is purchased these investments, so this is a financial assets, he will become an investor. Or the second thing, so with the help of leftover funds, if any person purchases the physical assets like home, land, building, flats, gold, silver, so other precious metals or durables, so then the saver will become an investor. The other way, that is, if a saver or if a person purchases the marketable instruments or marketable assets like shares, bonds, government securities, mutual fund schemes and UTI units, etc., etc., then also a person will become from saver to investor. That is, the term marketable assets means, so these instruments like shares, bonds, government securities have a particular market. So in order to convert these instruments into cash, so for that purpose, so these are all marketable instruments. So when coming to the financial assets, so these are all the non marketable instruments, that is, there is no place, there is no secondary place to purchase, to sell these products. So for that purpose, so these financial assets is classified as a non marketable assets. So these are also gold, silver, all those things. There is no particular market for a house or land or building. So for that purpose, so these are all comes under non marketable instruments. When coming to the gold, silver or other precious metals, so this is these are all comes under marketable assets. Now in the marketable assets, we have two forms of the marketable assets. So when comes to the market, one is if any share or any instrument will come to the public, it is referred as new issues, and these new issue will registered in the stock market, then again comes to the public, is referred as stock exchange or secondary market or stock market. So these are, that is the secondary aspect. So we will discuss that in the next slides. So these are all the investment avenues or different forms of investment alternatives available to the investor. One is securities, deposits, postal schemes, insurance, so real estates. So one is stocks, bonds, government securities, money market instruments, derivatives, mutual funds. So all these instruments is available for the public, which they can invest, and by invested they will convert as investors. So these securities as the marketable instruments, and deposits referred as the non marketable instruments, whereas postal schemes also non marketable instruments, and insurance also non marketable instruments, and real estates also is a non marketable instrument except precious metal. That is, the precious metals comes under MCX market. So for that, so precious metals comes under marketable instruments. Coming to the real estate and art and antiquities comes under non marketable instruments. So by observing this picture, so we can come to a conclusion that investment alternatives are classified into two types, two segments, that is marketable instruments and non marketable instruments. So marketable instrument means there is a place to buy or sell for the second time, whereas this non marketable instrument means there is no place, only there exists only primary market, whereas in marketable instruments we have stock exchanges like BSE or NSE, and whereas MCX for metals, whereas for BSE and NSE is for particularly for stocks, whereas for MCX and NCDEMX is for metals and crude oils and gold or dollars for etc., etc. So these are the risk of the investment options. That is, one is the highest risk category comes under equity. For equity shares, the risk is very high, whereas the return is based on the market fluctuations, that is based on the market movements we can reap returns. either in we will bear loss or we will gain maximum profits. When comes to the liquidity, it is also liquidity, it based on the performance of the company, and sometimes the liquidity is high for equity segments, but equity segments, because you have buyers for immediate transactions. So, for that purpose the liquidity is high for equity segments, whereas tax benefits, it will changes from the your comes under the tax bracket. So, if at all if you transact within 1 year period, so then definitely the equity shares will become tax, whereas that is a capital gains. So, whereas so if your holding period is more than 1 year, generally you are excluded from the tax. Now, coming to the mutual funds. So, mutual funds is an advanced stage of portfolio, where portfolio can run or can be managed by an individual, whereas when comes to the mutual funds, so the term mutual funds refers to the collection of funds from the different group of people in order to gain maximum profits and to minimize the risk. This mutual funds is managed and organized by the uh, well well professionals. So, for that purpose the risk is very low. That is for debt mutual funds or debt funds, the risk is very low, whereas for equity funds the risk is very high. Where though the risk is very high, the mutual funds were organized and managed by the experts. So, experts we can expect a less risk for the from the mutual funds, whereas the return also, it is based on the market fluctuations and market movements. So, based on the market movements, the equity funds will gain returns, whereas when comes to the debt funds having the low risk. So, for that purpose this returns, the for the debt funds returns will be less or predetermined, because if the company issues debt at the rate of 8% per annum, it is a predefined return for the debt funds, whereas the equity funds, it is based on the market. So, similarly the liquidity is high when it is also equals to the equity segment, whereas if you want to liquidate your mutual funds, immediately you can sell in the market and you can encash your assets, whereas tax benefits is based on the particular fund you are going to choose. That is there are separate funds are there for in order to save the tax. That is a mutual funds for particularly for tax purpose only, it is designed. Coming to the government securities, the risk is safe, that is there is no risk for the government securities, whereas the return also very moderate, is very moderate in the sense there is no risk in this government securities. And liquidity may when comes to the liquidity aspect, so you cannot withdraw for certain period of time, it is for 1 year or for 6 months. So, the government securities will issues for a predetermined price and a predetermined date. So, for that, so you cannot withdraw within the duration of that period. So, there is no tax. So, that is a tax benefits also for the government securities is very it is not available, or in some cases the government securities will predefinedly issues, it comes under a tax bracket or not. Coming to the bonds or debentures, these are all the risk is very low, that is the risk is very low, whereas the return is also very medium, that is moderate returns we can expect moderate return, because the government securities and bonds will comes to the public with a predetermined interest rates or predetermined returns. So, we cannot expect more returns than the predetermined. So, for that purpose, the low liquidity also very low, that is you cannot withdraw within the duration of the period. So, you can withdraw your funds only after your after the maturity period. So, bonds comes under tax exemption class. Coming to the money market securities. So, money market securities, the name itself says the market is for money, which means that the security is easily convertible or with a time lapse. Generally, those securities having a time period less than 1 year is referred as money market instruments. So, money market instruments means the securities is having less than 1 year time period. So, it is less risky, moreover it is a short term return and highly liquidate, and there is no tax exemption for this money market instruments. Whereas, comes to the derivatives part. So, the derivatives are the one of the predominant instruments in the equity in the market. So, while in the equity market, so you cannot expect the future. So, in order to defeat or in order to defend the risk of the equity segment, the derivatives instruments were introduced. So, these derivatives instruments is used to alternatives in order to minimize the risk. So, the returns. So, based on the derivatives instruments, based on the market structure and market environment. So, we can expect the return. So, that is so in derivatives again we have different types of derivatives. One is the futures, options, forwards. So, you can expect returns in some cases, whereas we cannot expect the returns in other cases. Whereas, the liquidity also is very high for derivative segment as well as equity. It is MTM settlements, that is a market to market settlement will be there in for the derivatives. So, the tax benefits for derivatives we cannot expect the tax benefits. Whereas, when comes to the insurance, so insurance is one of the instruments to hedge one's life. So, again these insurance also different parts or different types. One is endowment policies, term insurance policies. So, based on the instruments we can expect the return. This is also a predetermined returns, the liquidity also very low, and insurance, whatever the insurance, generally insurance comes under tax exemptions. Whereas, coming to the postal postal savings schemes or postal insurance or Kisan Vikas Path. So, the instruments available in postal savings schemes are very safe, the risk is very less, whereas the return also very moderate. When this postal schemes also provides the returns on par with the government securities. In general case, the liquidity is very low, that is postal schemes will come with a time frame, that is 1 year or 2 years. With the time frame only we can postal schemes will come to the public, whereas the tax exemptions or tax benefit, there will be a tax benefits for the postal schemes. Whereas, when comes to the real estate, the real estate instruments is having a moderate risk and returns also very high, and liquidity is basically it is forward, but generally the real estate comes under non-conventional market. So, in order to liquidate your asset, definitely we need to choose a buyer. So, the liquidity is very low, whereas for tax benefits is for the construction of the house. Generally, we have tax benefits. So, these are the risk investment options available in the market for the investor. And now coming to the investments, we have discussed that is we have two forms of investment alternatives. One is a security and another one is a non-securities. And the characteristics of investments, we have risk, return, safety, liquidity, and marketability. So, these are the characteristics. So, if any investment alternatives is classified or characterized based on these 5 elements. One is the risk. Risk in the sense the possibility of the loss, of an investment or the loss of a person is is classified as risk, whereas the return is what you get after certain period of time. That is, if time period is improves, it comes under the return for investment, whereas the time period is less, the return you get on the speculation or gambling. Whereas safety, whether your capital is going to lose or not, whether you are going to lose your full amount of capital or half amount of capital, that is a proportion of amount you are going to lose, or how much safety of a particular investment you have is determined by the safety. So, if you go through the previous slide, you have equity, the safety is very less, whereas the mutual fund also very less, whereas for government securities the safety is very high, whereas for bonds or debentures also the safety is high, whereas for money market instruments the safety is high, for derivatives the safety is very less. That is safety in the sense your capital appreciation or at least it should not depreciation. So, that is the safety purpose. For insurance the safety is very high, postal schemes the safety is high, whereas well real estate the safety is also high or moderate. That is, the safety is classified or the safety is determined by the whether your capital is appreciated or depreciated. Now, the next point is liquidity. The liquidity is whether you are able to convert these instruments into cash. That is also one of the major characteristics of the investment. So, the fourth and fifth points are interlinked. That is, you can liquidate easily if instrument is comes under marketable instruments, or you cannot liquidate your instrument if the selected instrument is non-marketed instruments. For example, if post office deposits, so if you want, it comes under non-marketable instruments. So, you cannot liquidate immediately. So, you can liquidate after the particular time period. Similarly, bank deposits. So, bank deposits also it is a non-marketable instruments. You can liquidate this bank deposits so after the particular time period. That is the liquidity of this bank deposits or post office deposits is very low. When coming to the for equity shares or for derivatives, so these two instruments comes under the marketable instruments. You can liquidate these two instruments in the market. So, that is these instruments can easily convertible into cash. So, based on this 5 characteristics of the investments, we can come to a conclusion whether your preferred investment is having less risk, high return, safety and liquidity and marketability. That is by evaluating these 5 characteristics, we can judge which investment alternatives is suitable for the investor. Suppose for example, if a person comes to you aged about 60 years, you can prefer post office schemes, bank deposits, that is the safety is high. Those instruments, safety high instruments only you can prefer, those that is prefer to the person above 60 years, whereas for below 30 years, for below 30 years person you can prefer money market instruments, mutual funds, for below 30 years you can prefer equity shares, derivative shares, because for that person there is no particular burdens are there. So, he is willing to take the risk. So, for that purpose below 30 years or below 35 years, so he is free from burden. So, for that you can prefer risky instruments like equity shares and derivatives, whereas at the age of 35 years or 30 years you can prefer a moderate risky instruments like mutual funds. Like mutual funds is the best alternatives for the middle aged persons, because so those persons don't have time to evaluate the uh, instruments risk and return. So, mutual funds are the one of the best alternatives for the middle aged persons. So, based on the characteristics of the investment alternatives, a person can choose his investment avenues. So, that is the one of the key aspects. So, before going to invest. The next, coming to the risk and return relationship, that is, if risk and return relationship, that is, on the x axis we have risk and the y axis we have return characteristics. That is, if coming to the first one, or coming to the first one, that is the lowest risk instruments were bank deposits. So, for this the risk is low, whereas the return is also very low. Coming to the mutual funds, the risk is somewhat high, the return is also somewhat high. That is, so if you observe, so it tends to the positive correlation, that is the positive trend, which means that if you are going to take the risk, similarly you will gain return. That is, if you inherit the risk, obviously you are going to inherit the more return. That is, more risk, more return, less risk, less return. So, that is non-marketable instruments, generally non-marketable instruments are government securities or government instruments having less risk, less return, whereas marketable instruments are equity instruments or derivatives instruments is having high risk. So, these will going to yield high return in general words. So, classes of instruments we discussed. So, based on the ownership, instruments traded can be classified in the following criteria: by ownership or debt nature capped instruments. By ownership, in the sense equity shares. So, equity shares defined as the ownership of the firm, that is equity share is a part of the equity capital. So, equity shareholders are the owners of the company, they will entitle the rights, they will having the rights votes in the board of directors meeting. So, those equity shareholders having rights when compared to the debt funds. That is, while in the debt funds, so the debt funds required only time period, the debt funds required only uh, timely payments, the name itself says. So, the debt holder do not participate in the management they do not involve in the management decisions, they are not going to involve any types of decisions taken by the firm. So, they require only a timely payment from the company. Next one is maturity, that is as we discussed this short term, medium term and long term. Whereas for short term purpose we have money market instruments, that is the time period which is having less than 1 year time period is referred as short term, whereas for medium term, that is the instruments is going to expire with from 1 year to 3 years in general words, whereas for long term the instruments is going to exist after 3 years also, like equity shares. And the next one is government securities or private securities. So, these are the classification of the instruments. So, as we discussed, that is we discussed many types: marketable, non-marketable, interest payable regularly, reinvested, payment linked to an event, regular savings media of investment versus lump sum investment at a time, post office schemes, savings deposits, fixed deposits, recurring deposits up to 5 years, fixed investment with monthly income, 6-year national savings certificates, savings certificate 6 and 7 issues, 8 issues, 6-year national savings certificates, 8 series also. So, so with this we can come to a conclusion about different forms of investment alternatives. So, different forms of investment alternatives, security forms of investments and non-security forms of investment. So, with this we are going to give a conclusion of investment alternatives. So, investment means if any person is going to sacrifice the current income in order to generate return in future. So, this is also classified into marketable and non-marketable instruments. So, thank you students for your patient listening. Thank you.